Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm IfyDika. If you're a first time viewer, welcome. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing something very important, a very controversial topic too. And the people that will be discussing with me are my friends. I call them fam bam. They are my friends and my family, and we are all going to talk about this very important thing that I think we need to address. So I'll be joining them on a Zoom call and we are going to talk. We're going to gist, we're going to laugh. Let's go there. I'm really happy we are doing this. Seriously, this is so nice. Okay. We're supposed to be more than this. We're supposed to be 6. But 2 are a little bit indisposed right now. 1 is at work, 1 is traveling, and but so far we are 4, and I think we can make this work, right? Hopefully.
Right. I don't know. Naza is just looking.
So
she even excuse me. Sorry for interrupting. She even made the camera to show her full look.
I love it. I love it.
We're not prepared. We're not prepared. Go on, host. Go on.
So, I was going to introduce all of us, but since we're not all here, let me just introduce we that are here. So here we have Chinaza. Chinaza, say hi.
Hi.
Okay. Chinaza is an optometrist, and she's also the CEO of Saffron Wears. As you know, she's actually wearing Saffron Wears. She's representing. Also, Kelechi.
Better.
I almost called you the last name that I'm used to, but let me just end that. Kelechi is a nurse, and she's also right now she's studying for a master's in psychology. She's going to give us some insights, some interesting insights. And we have Uchechi. And Uchechi is also an optometrist. She's an OD.
Yeah.
So she's an optometrist.
I have to be for everybody.
We would like to also hear some of the opinions she also has on the topic. And like you guys can see, we're talking about abortion in marriage. It's very controversial. People be like, abortion. But this is a topic I actually got the idea from you guys.
Because someone put a prank.
Someone put a prank.
Someone here. No names to be called, but someone here.
Someone put a prank. So it placed the idea in my mind, and then I was like, okay, fine. This is a thing I think we should talk about. So I had to do it with you guys because since in our midst, this is not fair. So right now, everybody here is married except me. The one that got married is also not here. I thought we both would be in the same. I'll have somebody who hold us here with the singles. We also have something to say, but it's all right. So they have 2 are mothers, and they will be giving us their own special view, and then yeah, I think we should get started. So I've already said abortion is very controversial, but I'm focusing this one on abortion in marriage. We're not going to talk about the general abortion or those things. Blah blah blah. We're not going to do that. We're just focusing it mainly on married people and the whole thing that it revolves around it. So let's hear our individual opinions about abortion in marriage. Kels, go first. I'm saying that according to how I can see you people arranged. According here is Kels, Naza, Uche. So
Okay. So my point of view, I'm on the fence. I'm not for or against. I think it is their decision. That's just my opinion.
There you mean the couple, right?
Couple, yeah.
Okay.
Because there are circumstances that would lead you to put that into consideration if you're married. So I think if you have to weigh your options and you decide that that's an opinion for you, I mean, whatever that works for you in your marriage.
Oh, by
But
the way,
I'm
I'm
not doing
having
it.
juice.
Okay. Cheers.
I'm not
Juice
doing
I
it.
made, by the way, it's watermelon juice.
I'm having water.
Anyway, you said right now. I said you're not doing it, but you've not yet been in any position that will make you
Make that
want to do it.
decision, yeah. But
I think maybe you just concluding I'm not going to do it is, but we hope
Yeah, I think that's why she
things
said she's
like
on the
that don't
fence.
come.
while
Don't
I'm on the fence,
we hope it doesn't come to that
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
It's not a thing we anticipate
I don't want
for.
Naza to flog me.
Speaking of Naza, you're next. Let's hear your opinion.
Okay, I had to post this topic on my status and someone sent something to me. Let me read it out. The person
Okay.
said,
I'm
to
scared.
him, abortion is no more like a reproductive right. It is like when you intentionally run over your neighbor who is innocently standing on your driveway. So you're now, in recent times, you're now seeing abortion as a property right, which to me is very wrong. I don't really believe that married couples should dodge into abortion. The only reasons why I would say someone should go for abortion is if it has to do with the woman's health. That's the
Okay.
only reason why I feel couples should consider doing abortion. For example, let's say a woman is pregnant and they told her she has issues with her heart, and if she doesn't abort the baby, she will die. That's the only reason why I feel a married couple should think about abortion. Why will you give the reason for abortion being like your husband will be angry or is unplanned? Since you know it's unplanned, why didn't you go into family planning?
Okay.
So, and another reason why I can consider abortion is if they tell you that the baby is deformed or the baby is not developing in the right place, then abortion is, because even the Bible says that abortion is a sin. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 say that, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nation. So just imagine that child or that fetus or that baby that you are aborting. Even before that child was formed in the womb, God knew about that child. In Exodus 20:13, the Bible said that you shall not murder. And to me, abortion is a form of killing, is a form of murder. Psalm 127 verse 3. The Bible says that children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. So why abort a reward that God gave to you? No matter the aspects you look at this, some people might say they didn't say abortion, but to me, abortion is a form of killing. So when you abort a child, you are actually killing. And the word of God said that even before they were formed in the womb, that He already knows them by name. So to me, a fetus is also a human being. The Bible spoke against us killing people. Fetus is also a person because it has life. Let me leave it here till when we go further.
Thank you for that. Okay. All right. Uche.
Oh
Let's.
God. I think, okay, my opinion, yeah. If it comes down to me as a person, I'm the one that pulled the prank anyways, just so you guys know.
We know. We know.
Let the clap out of the
For the
bag.
viewers. If it comes down to me as a person, okay, some women would consider it. I would say the couple, but the woman especially, because first of all, it's her body. Secondly, there are reasons or situations where they wouldn't want to have a child at that time. Yes, family planning is meant to come in, okay? But there's still some women, like me especially, I don't like the family planning because it has side effects though. But then it's down to you and your partner to know, okay, this is what we want to do. And if you want to do the natural way, the family planning the natural way, that's really fine. But if, like she said, the woman's health could be at risk, the fetus itself could be at risk. So, like here, in the UK, when you go for your prenatal, and you tell them, oh, I just found out I'm pregnant, and you go, the first question they ask you is, how many times have you gotten pregnant, and how many are alive? Do you understand? They will ask you to know if you've actually even aborted in the past. So yes, people see it as morally wrong, but to me personally, if it comes down to a situation whereby, okay, this is not what I want at this particular time, I would do it. It's not like, I mean, happens, life happens. So that's it.
Personal choice.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this thing Uche you just mentioned, I was even going to ask about it because there are there are two things. There are people that say, "Oh, it's her body," But then, are you saying the man does not have a say? This
No, I'm not saying the man does not have a say. Like I said, it's both of them. Both of them, they did it together. So yes, the man has a say, but the woman has the ultimate, because the man can say, oh yeah, let's go ahead with it. But if she's not fine with it, yeah, it could cause rifts in the marriage and everything. But they have to have an understanding. They have to come to an understanding. Yeah, marriage is all about compromise. Okay, so it's either they come to an understanding or somebody has to compromise. But I said the woman because at the long run, she's gonna take the majority of the whole stuff. You understand?
Yeah.
She her body is gonna go through changes. She's gonna be the one to carry the child for that 9 months and birth the child. Yeah, the man will be there to support, but she bears the majority of the whole thing. That's just how I see it. That's why I said the woman, especially. But they are a couple. They should come to an understanding.
okay.
Yep.
And I'm actually going a little bit away from what I have here, but Nazar, from what you said about you were like they should have planned it. They should have done this
Family planning.
Family
family
planning.
planning. It brought me to something I read while I was doing my research. So this lady, she already had, I think, 2 kids already, and she was using an IUD. IUD is an intrauterine device. So she was using that, and she still got pregnant even with the IUD.
It
You see,
happens.
so she was like, while she was there lying down there, they were using her like to come and like they called the
Experiment.
medical students to come and see what's happening on the scan and and all that. She was just lying down there and like wondering, oh my god, am I pregnant again? So she didn't plan it at that time because she was actually preventing
You
it. So at
see?
that point in time now, would you say okay? She actually planned it. So it was not from her, it was not her fault. She didn't want to have the child at that time. So now would you now say that? And her excuse was that at that moment, at that point in time, financially, she and her husband were not fit. It's not like they later had a kid. So she and her husband chose, okay, since right now it looks like it's not working, let's do an abortion. So in that light, would you say she should not have like, or it's a sin or something like that? Never. This is for
Um,
you.
I'm going to be speaking based on Bible terms, okay? The
Okay.
Bible teaches us that the child in the womb is truly a human child. So the baby already has a relationship with God. God says that even before we were born, He knew us by our names. Okay, your excuse is that you don't have the money. So why didn't you stop having sex since you know that anything can happen?
She
You're
was
a
using
married
the
couple.
To this
IUD.
point, she
She
has
was
an
using the
IUD.
IUD.
Yes, you should not. And even the doctors will tell you that it is not 100% safe. Anything can
Okay.
happen.
I have
So
a
you should
question.
set your
Yeah.
mind that if baby
Hold
comes,
on,
I'm
please.
willing to take baby. Don't use this the let me not say silly. Don't use the excuse that you're not financially stable. You should also
Okay.
think about what the word of God says.
Okay. Now that quite has a point, but then this woman's case is a very, very, very case, it's a case that you have to think, okay, am I going to do what the Bible says, or am I going to follow science, or am I going to risk it all and bring in this child at the risk of going broke or at the risk of my other kids I already have maybe not going to school? This is a very tough decision. Personally, I would not
it's
want to be in such a
circumstances like this
situation.
that you see a woman or a couple with so many children than they can care for.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because then you're having so many kids over your budget because kids are expensive.
Then try avoid
Them
getting
for
pregnant.
a very, very, very long time. Even when they're married, they're still going to come back to you.
Try avoiding getting pregnant when having sex.
How?
How do
That's a
you
topic for
do it?
another day.
That's why I
You
said
take
Drama
medication.
later.
Wait,
it's either use a
if you know you don't want
contraceptive,
to have those kids,
Contraceptives fail. Pulling out fail.
fails. Yeah,
They all
withdrawal
fail.
fails
then
also.
set your mind that if it happens, I'm going to take care of the baby. It's killing.
Okay.
Abortion is
Overpopulation.
killing.
You know, there's
At this point, I want to say something, please. At the end of this thing, there's no right way or good way or yes or
There's
no.
none.
There's no.
There's none.
We're definitely not going to end like be in one side or the. It's just we just want to just see how
Opinions.
everyone feels.
Yeah.
So okay, so Uche, you wanted to say something?
so I was reading and I came across an article. The woman was 52 and she found out she was pregnant. Now at that
Wow.
point in time, I think she felt she was already in menopause, but then she got pregnant. So what would you do at that point in time? Should she bring the child into the world?
And
Yeah,
like
that's
this
it.
one answered, having a baby at the age of 52, it comes with so many complications.
Exactly.
But
So
some people have done
many
it and they are safe.
complications.
So what if in your case you don't know how your case is going to turn out? Okay. So what if you say, okay, fine, I can do it, and then you do it, and then all that comes back? What will happen?
All what comes back. Specify.
Maybe the
All
child
the
comes with complications.
Like I said, there are exceptions. I
29%.
have exception when I would say abortion is not a bad thing. Like for example, these couples with this sickle cell ASAS, when you do
They shouldn't even
your
get married in the first
self-selection,
place.
The first
They shouldn't even
They
get
shouldn't even
pregnant.
date.
Get married in the
Like,
first
don't even
place.
get to that point that you have to
usually
marry
date
somebody.
and
Yeah.
they do self-selection and find out that the child is SS and you know what comes with SS and they decide to do abortion. To me, that's okay. But given the excuse of, oh, I am old and I can't carry the baby. Who told you can't carry the baby? Have you gone to the doctors and they
Science.
concluded you can't carry the baby? Or you just stayed on your own and made that decision by yourself?
No, I don't think maybe they will stay on their own and make the decision.
Make
Of course, they will
decision.
go to the hospital and they'll say, "Oh, you're pregnant." So is the doctor that haven't let them
That
know
will
that
tell
oh,
you, yeah.
with your age
Okay,
you
can I
might
say
have
something?
such and so complications. Yes, yes, please.
But you know that there are couples that they just decided, oh, we are not ready for this baby number 3, and they just did abortion. So what do you say
Yes.
about those couples?
There are I don't think any couple will just sit and say we're not just ready. There are always factors that
Maybe
will
they are
make them
irresponsible
make that
people.
decision. There are always
Yeah.
factors. Is it
Because
financial
you need to really
factors
think.
or because I was reading I
Even emotional factors. They might not be emotionally ready to get.
Yeah.
Maybe the first
So
two
why
pregnancies
get
were actually
pregnant?
traumatizing.
yes. Some people
Because
actually
it
do
is-
have PTSD from pregnancy journey.
Exactly. There's some people
Okay.
that the first two pregnancies were really traumatizing. They wouldn't want to go through that anymore.
The thing is, in recent times, we are trying to justify reasons for abortion. That's just the thing. In my opinion.
I really get Naza's side, and I'm just trying to just weigh the options on two areas because even I realized I didn't even give my own
Yes, I was about saying that. What's your
opinion.
opinion?
I myself, it's a two-way thing for me because okay, I would say first of all, I don't have an experience in that. I'm not married and I wouldn't know what I would do. But if I think about the medical complications, if there were to be medical complications at that time, I think I think I would likely go for it. But when I now come and start thinking towards what Nazai said spiritually, I don't think my mind will be at peace.
Yes.
Because my mind is going to race. I'm going to think about, oh my God, I'm going to commit a sin. I'm going to murder a child. Because I'm just saying the way to be ringing in my head. Because some people who don't see it as murder or you're killing something, they don't see it like that. But I'm just saying how to be speaking from a morally point of view. Because it would be like Kel said, I'll be like on the fence and I'll be like, what do I do about the situation? But at the end of the day, it's not mainly my decision to make. I believe that, okay, even if it's my body, my husband still kind of has an equal say in the matter, because at the end of the day, we are both going to suffer the consequences. Because I think even men to go through emotional, even though they are not
Of
the ones
course, of course they do.
that carrying the child, they also go through emotional issues. You don't know if he has been excited about the whole thing, but then he also have to consider the woman and be like, okay, is she also ready for this thing? Anyway, let's. There's another thing I want to ask. Okay, I think we've touched on it a little bit. I wanted to ask about, like, when do health people recommend? Because sometimes they say, "Oh, you have to do it to save your own life." When do they like recommend that you should have an abortion?
So if
Okay. Okay.
okay,
Uche, go
Naza,
first.
go.
Don't
Go,
worry.
Okay,
Naza,
so
please talk.
if you if you go for your prenatals and you go for your
Okay.
checkup, your scans, and they run
Okay.
tests,
Mm,
and they probably find, okay, there's this deformity or there's likely to be this, they usually advise, like, let's say children with Down syndrome, or just there are a variety of others that they will be like,
that
oh, this
depends.
is not advisable. But then some parents still go ahead with it. They'll be like, no, it's still fine. I'll take the chances, and whatever comes, they go with it. So there are some really tough, or would I say important, um that they can find, and then they'll tell you, okay, this is what we advise you to do. But then you as a parent or the couple, they can say, no, we still want to go ahead with it. So yeah.
Okay. Like,
Okay.
I want to say
So
something.
for me, I've seen someone in a situation where they told her that she had to remove the baby. When she was around 6 months pregnant, yeah, they found out she had issues with her heart and they needed to put a pacemaker.
Oh wow. Okay.
But because she's spiritually grounded, she told the doctor that they need to give her time to think about it. So she went home, prayed, involved some of her spiritual directors. After prayer, she said that her mind is telling her to keep the baby, that she's not having any bad feeling towards the pregnancy. They kept on telling her that her life is at risk. She might not survive the weight of the baby with time. When the baby gets bigger, the weight of the baby might have an effect on her. But she refused. Even her husband was scared of losing her and told her to abort the baby, but she insisted on keeping the baby. Luckily for her, the baby came out. Baby is fine. She's fine. She later had her operation. But what I'm trying to say, in this situation, it's okay if you decide to abort the baby. It's your choice at the end. Her husband gave her own opinion, but she decided to go with her own guts. So it's okay in this situation to abort your baby.
I feel she went with her guts, and she also went. I
Her
will not call it
faith.
guts because, yeah, with her faith.
Her
Yeah.
faith.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. I also saw that there are some times when, if people think about quality of life, if they bring this child into the world, or if quality of child for both the child and the mom. First of all, if it's a child, they think of, okay, if this child comes out, how long do they have to live? Because maybe the child has an issue with their own heart, or maybe they're alone. And imagine you bringing a child to the world to suffer. The child will now start to struggle, and
Yeah.
you spend money. And at the end of the day, there's a 90% chance, or maybe 99% chance that the child will also die. So, do you want to go through that? Do you want to put the child through that pain? There's also that. It's also the one they think about the quality of life for the mother, in that you think, okay, this woman has been through several things. So would you rather let the woman, give birth to the child and then start to have issues that, okay, when after I give birth to the child, I have complication, and then it might also lead to her maybe having issues with her brain, or maybe she might also die. So in such situations, people have to weigh the chances. Which is better? You want to save the mother, you want to save the child. So it all depends on, like, the situation that people find themselves and the decision. that decision is from the things I'm reading, the decisions are not an easy decision to make. It's not easy on the
Of
mother,
course,
it's not easy on the child. I mean on the
father.
dad, not also easy on the um kid in the womb too. So now let's come down to Nigeria. I think I think we've I think we've even spoken on it. So being brought up in Nigeria with our very religious cultures, don't you think it will be considered as a sin?
Of course, it
Your
will.
family
Definitely,
member,
100%.
your mother.
I think even if you mention that there's a medical problem, they're gonna take you to church
God will
Hmm.
handle it.
straight away. The
But
Lord
it's not
Because
just
only
want,
in
if
Nigeria.
if they
which
hear
is
it in the
possible,
village,
which
like
is
what?
true, but yes, yes. I don't think you
They'll
would
straight
go and
up
tell your mother that, oh, they said this and I have to take out the baby. And she'll just be like, oh, okay.
blood of Jesus.
Exactly. First
Another point
reaction.
is that abortion
Call
is
pastor.
prohibited as well.
Yeah,
Let us
yeah.
go to the
Prohibited.
mountain. Go to
Like
the mountain.
mothers, they don't want to hear anything about abortion. And even this, like even before marriage, that was even the worst of war. That's even the sin. Before the marriage, even the sin of war. Not talk of then when in
Those
marriage,
aunties
now
in the
be
village.
those aunties in the village, they now start to put their mouth in things that are not really their concern. Anyways, so now, Kelechi, I want you to educate us right now. Anyway, so
I'm
how do you
sure.
think the thoughts and action of abortion could affect the marriage?
Um, First of all, I would describe abortion psychologically. Um, it can be termed as a reproductive behavior.
Okay.
So obviously, it affects the man and the woman separately, and it affects them as a couple. So on the woman's side, we obviously would see depression, which is very, very common. Depression is really, really common. They could have PTSD. And another thing that is common is the fear of not being able to conceive after. So that
Okay.
could lead to a lot of anxiety on the woman's part. And for the man, I think most times people ignore it because culturally men are to be strong and hide emotions or be able to go through things. So sometimes I don't think, let me just say, most couples would forget to ask the man how he's feeling after an experience. It's always the woman,
The
like, hey,
woman.
how you? Yes. So I think they go through a lot of depression too, because I mean, when you're married, there's always that feeling in his mind that, oh, someday I'm going to be a father, and when that happens, unconsciously, he might have already had a bond with that child unconsciously. So it would definitely affect him as well. And as a couple, it could lead to communication issues when an event like this is not handled properly. You know, you have to be able to sit comfortably and discuss how you're feeling individually about it. Because then, if you don't, it could always cause a rift in your marriage. You can start having communication issues, and then there might be built up tension that you start reflecting on your partner in a different way. You find yourself getting angry at things that are not even necessary, but it's unconsciously, you just have that, oh, he should have done more for me, or we
Yeah.
should have gone about this situation differently, or we should have
Differently.
talked about this differently. So communication is the key factor in being able to handle things. But I think most of all, it's depression that happens. Whether it's planned, unplanned, whether it was a joint decision, you're going to get depressed. And the woman would definitely be scared. Am I going to be able to take in again when we're actually ready for that next child? Is
Mm,
it going to
okay.
happen? Is it going to work out? So I think those are the main things that could occur.
Okay. And then let's say they now do it. What do you like? recommend? How do you recommend they should handle the depression and all that?
Like I said earlier, I think an important thing is talking about it
Okay.
with each other. If it gets to the point where they have to see someone, it is always advisable to see someone and talk about it. And of course, go for medical checkups to get rid of that fear of not being able to get pregnant again. Because when you go and check yourself and the doctor tells you, oh, you're fine, you don't have to get worried about this and that, I think it would reduce the anxiety and depressive symptoms that someone could have. So I think those are the two major things one should take.
Okay, and now in cases where they are already kids now, maybe the child is old enough to see that mommy is pregnant. How do you think the kid will react afterwards when they know that okay, mommy is no longer pregnant?
So, yeah, I think
How do
handling
you think
kids
kids react to that?
kids are really delicate. Sometimes you think they don't understand what's going on, but they see and understand a lot. I don't know how. I think the best way is to explain to them in a level they would understand. Because they would see mommy's belly growing, and they have an inkling that something is going on, even if they don't really have a full
Understand.
get a child a puppy.
The baby wants
Puppy does not replace a sibling from
Sibling, but
Okay.
I mean, it gives them something to show affection on.
But the thing is, we really underestimate children because
Yeah.
they actually do understand most times. So you could explain
They
to
do.
them in their level and they would
Yeah.
understand. They
Yeah,
will.
but if it's someone, okay, let me ask Anazan now, because her kids will be like, "Well, mommy, it's not a sin, Okay, anyway, we wouldn't. But
something like that, you not really tell the child what you did. Just tell the child the baby went to heaven.
Exactly.
Baby is with God.
God took the baby back. Baby will be back after a few years.
Exactly.
Something like that. But get them a puppy.
So are there any extra thing we need to like say regarding abortion in marriage?
Yes, I need to ask you guys a question. So what do you have to say about couples that woke up one morning, maybe the lady thought like, I'm done with having just two, I need to take care of my body. For no reason, she's fine, she's fit, but she just felt like she doesn't want to have more. And unfortunately, she's pregnant and she decides to do abortion. What do you have to say about that? She doesn't have medical issue. Baby doesn't have any medical issue, just that she has set up her mind that she's done with two and she mistakenly got pregnant, like she said.
To me, I don't think it's quite reasonable. But because it's first of all, the couple should have planned how many kids they want to have anyway. So if the husband is expecting, okay, let's have another, and then she happens to get pregnant, and then she just say, I don't want that. It's not reasonable at all. It's going to cause an issue.
Big problem.
It's going to cause an issue, and I don't recommend the woman should make such rash decisions
just because you want to take care of your body.
I mean, technically, when you're married, you don't make decisions alone. So you can't just wake up in the morning and be like, I'm taking the baby out. You can't do nothing.
Some women are actually strong-headed that what they decide is what they do.
Then you don't understand the concept of marriage.
And if I understand what we've all explained and talked about so far, I think somehow we are all on the same side. Somehow. Because
we are. We are on the same side. Medical conditions only.
Medically, yes. Medically, yes. But if it has to be with the one you just offer, I say no. I don't think either of us would agree to that. But
What
if
about the
it's
financial aspect of it? What is your
okay,
decision?
okay,
In the modern
but I
society,
don't know if we're on the
I
same.
could say that there are programs that have been developed for children and families that cannot meet financial needs. I don't know about Nigeria.
Depends on the country.
That's what I'm
Thank
saying.
you.
Where
Thank
I
you very
am,
much.
where I am,
UK has made
they
it
have
easy.
health insurances, they have
Yes.
food stamps, they have
I'm the
programs.
one representing Nigeria. Yes.
So I mean, in the United States, you can have kids even if you're not that financially stable because there are other factors that can be able to help you. But in
Nigeria now.
Nigeria,
Speaking, I want to say, so
no,
even in
no.
Nigeria, I don't see why
Nigeria, you
someone
have
should
an
say, I'm in
uncle.
Nigeria because I'm in Nigeria and I don't have the money. I'm going to abroad. That doesn't make sense.
Mm.
Why
Me,
should
eh,
I
Me,
I
I
live
would
in
don't.
not
Nigeria?
personally want to bring in a child to suffer in this life.
I don't
That's
want
why
to.
I would not
Why
want
get
to do.
pregnant then? Why get pregnant?
Like I said, life happens. If you guys don't plan it, if you guys don't like even when you plan it, like we said earlier, when you use
I've seen
the
pictures
family
on the
planning,
internet
and
with
people
kids
still get
coming out with
pregnant.
the.
I mean,
Take the baby out and work hard.
Okay, let's
Don't give
ah,
think
excuses for
about
finances.
the prank Uche put. Uche still has a baby that she's nursing right now. So imagine her having that baby
and he
she's
was
nursing
he was he was
I mean, in that
he was
pregnant.
5
prank,
months.
I think I and Naza almost clashed with that prank because Naza was just. I was like, babe, calm down. It's a decision. That baby is not even crawling. Excuse you.
Before that baby
Yes.
gets to 9 months or 10 months, and the baby will be crawling.
Jesus, but a baby I'm still
Pregnant
carrying.
when you know
Her
you
body
have your
has
baby
not
was still
healed. Her
moving.
body hasn't
Why
even
get pregnant?
healed. She was already.
So
She
why
was
get
still
pregnant?
complaining
Why
of
open
pain.
your leg and get pregnant when you know the baby and your body has not healed?
Uche, why
Let's
did you
not
open
talk
your leg?
about that.
Uche, why did you open your leg?
And let
I
us
did not
not
marry
use
myself.
modern word to
See,
justify
see,
things that
It's
are in
a
the
me,
modern
Bible.
world,
and
actually.
things.
It's not about
if I
modern
were to
world.
be in such
Naza almost
a
flogged me
Time
that
of
day.
situation,
our
Let's be
parents in the
honest.
olden days.
That's
Naza
my
almost.
parents. I wasn't born when my parents were born. I'm not
Naza
going to do what my
almost
parents
flogged me
did.
that
Stop
day.
justifying
Naza
abortion. That's
almost.
what I'm trying to say. For example, had it been Uche was pregnant, like she said, like she pranked that she was, I don't see any reason why she should abort
Naza
that
would
baby.
have beat Uche.
Would have, though. Straight up. I wouldn't have thought
Drag
about
her
it.
and beat her up.
let me
Because
say
it's a
that
sin.
Because my husband would have been more traumatized. Because my
So
pregnancy
why
wasn't
get
easy.
pregnant? That is the thing. Ask yourself,
okay,
why get pregnant
Honestly, I
already?
was on Uche's side for her to. I was even telling her, let me know when you get there. I was moral support. Go ahead, girl. Your body hasn't healed. Naza wanted to beat the hell out of me.
I feel at the end of the day, if it were me personally, I know that because of the kind of human being I have, I might want to go through the pain and suffer it again and so because I know that I will not be at peace. On Naza's being on Naza's side now, I wouldn't want to go through it if it were to be me. But I don't know. I've never been through the first pregnancy. I'm trying
Exactly.
to talk about it. So I would not really know my
I would
experience.
have
Per se.
brought
I'm just
Kanye for
I
her
I
and
think
dropped
in my
based on
Kanye
own
my
with
own
her.
point of
assumptions
view,
right now.
I was judging from the fact that Uche had already always been complaining and the stuff she had gone through, and I'm
Feeling
still
the
in
pain.
pain. The stitches haven't healed. I'm having abdominal pain, and then she's like, she's pregnant. I'm like, what? When?
How?
My mom would have
It's
flogged the hell out
No.
of me.
Can I ask you a question now?
When did you resume
Yes.
sex?
Okay.
The
All
hell?
right. All right.
Like you
Yeah.
said, Uche is complaining, her body hasn't healed the stitches. So why didn't Uche abstain from having sex to allow her
Uche,
body
answer
heal?
that
She was
question.
not supposed to get pregnant because she's breastfeeding on a normal circumstance.
Even the doctors and your
They'll
mothers will
tell
tell
you
you abstain
breastfeeding.
from sex.
Yes, because breastfeeding is still not 100% too. Women have been breastfeeding and they still got pregnant.
I'm just gonna throw it in there. Naza has a problem with contraceptives, and she has a problem with getting pregnant.
No, I don't have a problem with contraceptives. Don't say that. Don't put words into my mouth, please.
Okay.
We've had a bit of discussions concerning, and you'll be like, side effects.
I don't like
It
contraceptives
does
anyway.
have side
Make
effects.
up your mind.
It does.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a better option. Breastfeeding is not a contraceptive means. They're gonna
My
get pregnant.
My issue is you guys are trying to justify that Uche's body hasn't healed these stitches. If her body hasn't healed, why does she
I
have
wonder
to
Why am I the topic of discussion right now?
Close your
Because
legs.
you put a prank.
Close your legs.
Close your leg. If you're not ready, close it.
Since your body hasn't healed to carry the baby,
Abstinence.
close it together.
Your body
And
hasn't
keep it
healed, but you have
ready.
the energy to enjoy.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Now
It's
that's
very
a point.
interesting.
Fine. Now that
Now that
you
does
win.
have a
You
point.
have a
Of course.
point, Sha.
No one is winning here.
No
or
one is
losing.
winning.
Just that
Exactly.
I'm just saying
everybody,
You have it.
it could go either ways.
But that
it could
prank
go
was-
this way, it could go this way. It
And
could go
I
this
didn't talk
way.
to Uche for like a few days because I was pissed. Because she made
And
me
yeah,
go through
Sorry,
an
not
emotional
a
roller
few
coaster.
days.
I was
Not
pissed.
a few days. Sorry.
I was like, I said I will not
It was
believe
a week.
anything.
A week, weeks, right? Because when she
Weeks.
texts, I'll be like, I'm still pissed. Leave me.
I said I will not believe anything in that group again
We
until
texted
like
Naza.
months
I asked
later.
Naza,
Ha.
did you know it was a prank? Because I got emotionally involved. And I almost fought with Naza. And then it was
Naza knew it was a prank now.
So she
No,
didn't know.
I didn't.
No,
I
I
didn't
don't
got angry. I got angry with
Eh.
Clayton well, for saying about it. I was like, what is this girl saying?
Naza, and Naza fought.
Oh, I told myself I will not comment in that group chat for a week. Let me just say, 'cause I was so pissed.
I was pissed too.
Oh,
I was
God.
hot. Seriously, Uche got me angry.
I was
Steady causing
scared.
trouble.
I was worried. I was like, oh my God, this is a big
Yeah.
decision. But again, I said it's Uche's decision because I would not want to impose my decision on Uche.
Exactly. That was where it was.
That mother and woman in me did not allow me to think about it because I was seeing reasons why she shouldn't have gotten pregnant in the first place.
I think I was mostly scared for her because of all the things she has been talking about. I was like, wait. And then it was a prank. I was like, girl, just move away. Just go. Just go. And she sent me a picture. She saved her pregnancy test.
Don't mind
for
this,
Kanye, and she
yeah.
sent it to me because I asked for proof. She had the guts to take a picture with it. That was the height. I think that was it. It was a crazy deal.
Please don't
Honestly.
put that in a prank and not again.
I will not. I'm not.
Anyway, I think we've all shared our different. Yes, Naza, so that would conclude.
Crying. Sorry, my
Okay.
child was crying.
Something was
I have to
crying.
help.
Oh my
She's ignoring us.
Plenty hair.
Hi.
Look at her doing like a mother. Look at us. Hi, baby. Goody. Okay.
We should bring Kanye now, so we'll wrap up.
No,
As
we're
in
not
it.
doing that right now. He's going to pick my phone.
All right, now you guys, thank you so much. This has been. In fact, it would blew my mind. I didn't expect.
Now I
such-
want to go and bring Kanye.
I'm just happy that we've cleared the air about Natal's altercation. That very prank day.
Now we know how to going to
Tell
react.
me to calm down. Calm down.
They are beating me.
Don't try that rubbish next time, please.
Yes, mom.
Yes,
No more
mommy.
And to
pranks.
all of you, if your body hasn't healed, please abstain. Don't go and carry belly and tell us you are still nursing and your body is still healing.
All
Close
right.
your legs.
Stay in the
Noted.
separate bedroom.
All right, guys. This has been sweet. This has been awesome. This has been.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we got to do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Don't forget to
sharing
click
your
the
opinion.
subscribe button and turn on your notifications.
Please patronize Saffron Wears.
Please
you.
do that. Please follow them on IG. Saffron Wears. Please patronize. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Bye.
And
I love
Thank
you.
you.